And a good morning to all you YouTube fans out there. I'm your host, Masses32210. We're back in this new shop, and I figured we're taking a little field trip today. Figured what I was going to do is kind of walk you around, show you some progress, kind of the stuff I did off camera. So, kind of notice something behind me. I'm going to flip you all around and go into a little bit more detail. I know, I just kept staring at it myself. You notice I got the top piece in. I didn't actually finish it in part, what are we on, 4? I believe we're on part 4 right now. I didn't finish this in the last, it was either part 2 or part 3, as I did the front. So I never really finished this piece. I had kind of just hung it, and I had an issue with this wall was kind of kicked in. So what I did is I went through, took the whole thing apart, went ahead and took in the top piece, kind of beat it into place, and just went through and reassembled my frame, screwed it all together right there in place, which gave me the whole door opening, which is it's a hair shorter than 7 foot because we went 16 inches on the top piece. So we got about it's 4 foot wide and a little bit shorter than 7 foot. So let's say 6'7", I believe. Just throwing quick numbers out. It's kind of early morning, but this is also, I think the last time on video we stopped right here at this panel. Yeah, I believe on camera we stopped at this panel. I went ahead and then came out the next day. Or no, I believe we stopped over there. We stopped somewhere in within these couple panels, and I didn't film the rest of this. Especially these last two, I know for a fact I didn't film them. I went ahead and knocked them out. And yes, we still need, I believe my materials list is 16 more studs to go all the way around, so I can call the walls technically done. But I figured this morning, since I have a little time off, we're going on a little field trip. Let's get down. But that field trip is for materials, but it's not going to be for those studs, because as you noticed, I still have a nice sunroof in the new shop. Unintentional. But what I'm wanting to do is go ahead and get, we'll go ahead and flip you around real quick. I do want to get a roof thrown on this new shop edition. Basically keep the water out, trying to do something quick. It's not going to technically be correct. The correct thing is to do at least a 2x6, bird mouth it, etc. But the span is 16 foot depth wise. So, and the problem is I can't find, I was trying to look for 20 footers, so I couldn't find a 20 footer. Not anywhere locally around me. So what I ended up doing was kind of changing up the game plan, since I technically don't have really, let's turn these things off. I don't really have anything that's like super load bearing on that roof. My goal is just to throw up a roof. Now, it's gonna be kind of like the cabin studio part is that beeping. But we are, I'm sorry, getting back on task. What I am wanting to do is, I think I'm gonna use an OSB on the roof. I really don't care for OSB. It's not, sorry, I'm trying to pull the trailer out of here. But I don't like using, I'm sorry, getting back on track. I don't like using an OSB type board. I just don't really like it. But unfortunately for cost measures, I kind of don't really have a choice. So, and even because I'm going to be doing this by myself, what I decided to do is just to have a quick roof, because I really do want to just do a metal roof. So what I'm thinking is 2x4x16s brought across from wall to wall, from the front to the back. And I'm thinking I'm just going to come in and toenail them in, or screw them with the 3.5-4-inch screws. We'll put in little, what do they call, cripples, where they jump from joist to joist, lay in the OSB on top. And the OSB is really to keep the tin roof from making it sound like a tin can on the inside. It kind of helps muffle it. But for right now, if I figure what I can do is at least just get the 2x4s up there, get some OSB screwed down, and just throw some tar paper down, then I could work on getting the building dried in for right now, to I can get some more funds built up. And I do have a deal worked out on some used tin, supposed to be in some decent condition. I'm just waiting on the guy to get back with me. But enough jabbering, let's start driving, and we're gonna go ahead and start heading out to the big box store out in the city, because materials are a lot cheaper when I'm buying in bulk, just to go to the city to do this. So guys, stay tuned, and within seconds we'll be at that big box store. And we have arrived. The good old big box store. And dealing with the city traffic. Well, it'll be another minute. We'll be inside, hopefully getting our materials and getting on to the way of getting that roof put up, getting this thing knocked out. Can't wait to have the usable shop. I'll see y'all on the inside, guys. Seems like the only flat wood part I could find is also the noisiest and hardest to push. Looking around for the 16 footers. It's going to be a minute. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you guys. Has to be the most messed up cart they have here in the store. But we're going to go find the OSB. We got 13 pieces of 2x4x16s, and we're going to need to find the 1/2-inch OSB, and that's going to be the next step. And just like that, we're out of the big box store, loaded up. I was gonna do a little bit more filming, I'll be honest. Just, I don't know, it's kind of one of my true feelings why I hate coming in the city. It's just a different feel. That's why I try to stick to my local Ace Hardware in town. But I can't say everything was bad. I met another YouTuber. The guy was just happened to ask me what I'm building. I was telling him. So I was telling him about the new shop edition. His channel is JD3. Now I haven't checked it out. We just got done talking here a couple minutes ago. and as he was helping me load up the trailer with all of our materials. So I'm gonna check him out. Maybe you guys should too. Why don't you stop on this channel, give him a thumbs up. Let's show everybody in the YouTube community some love, since that's what it's all about. It's about just shooting video and having fun and just entertainment. And eventually here, like I was explaining to him, I'm thinking about getting with a lot of the local YouTubers and maybe having some kind of get together. Now this will be a variety of all channels. This isn't going to be like everybody that does the same style videos, but I figure in my area, more of, I guess, kind of mingling, getting to know other YouTubers, swap some ideas, because everybody out there does something different. But the trailer's all loaded. We are heading back to the shop. I don't know if I'm going to get building today, but at least I've acquired the materials. Speaking of that, because I keep track of all my receipts, believe it or not, we're going to eventually have a video here in the future trying to see what the whole, whoa, I've got a low tire, I can feel it. I need to pull off in the gas station and fill it up. But getting back on subject, I wanted to see, trying to keep a basic receipt list and like a journal of everything that I've spent so far. I've got majority of all the receipts for the cabin, studio, office, what it cost me so far to build that, and even the new shop edition. So far today, for 13 pieces of 2x6 by 6, I'm sorry, 2x4 by 16, I spent, no, there's 13 pieces of them and 12 sheets of 1/2-inch OSB, and the grand total is, what was it, $252. Now, it's kind of funny because I had asked her, the total came up to $286, and I kind of looked at her like, lady, where'd you come up with that figure from? What these people don't realize is before I even leave the house or the shop office, I can sit there, use my phone, and tell you down to the last cent what, with tax, everything, what my material list is going to cost me, because I refuse to get there and, you know, be surprised. I like to know ahead of time. So $252.67 was today's tally, and that's just the beginnings of the roof. Either we're going to do the peel and stick on top, or we're going to do tar paper or a combination of both, whatever it takes to seal it. But I will see you at the shop in the next couple clips. We'll be there. Now I kind of got to make this quick because I didn't realize my battery was dying. One reason I had to go ahead and get that building put up so quick and just try to get it waterproofed as fast as I could, because all my big major tools were in here. Now I know it looks cluttered right now, but this is actually very much on its way to being cleaned up. So far, this is the cabin and office area, studio part. I've got my desk put in. I've started fooling around with the kitchen part. What else we got? Got a lot of the big tools, but if you notice, this was the cabin part where we had the, what was right here? This was going to be a bathroom, and ended up deleting that. Right here was a window. It was like 2 foot by 3. Ended up reframing, cutting this out when this building was completely up. And if you notice, 2 by 4 by 16s. Ended up redoing. I went up there, I returned the 1/2-inch OSB, the 2 by 4 by 16s. And there was an argument between me and the associate there. He was trying to put everything onto a gift card, and I'm like, I paid cash. Why would you give me a gift card? So in the midst of the argument, a young lady that was a head cashier came up. Me and her were just talking back and forth. I apologized for my attitude with the older gentleman, but I was like, hey, this is kind of absurd that he's trying to give me a gift card when I'm turning around and re-spending my money on what I need. So basically I got whatever the original amount of 2x4s I bought, I ended up getting 3 extras, but these are all 2x4x16s. She because of the gentleman's attitude on the way he was trying to handle the simple return the first time, she gave me all this the 2x6s for the price of the 2x4s. So if you notice, I got the entire roof done. There's still little gaps and stuff I need to come in, do a little bit more woodwork. I still have to insulate. If you notice on the back wall, I do need to... Actually, let's go ahead and open this. I am in a hurry to get this filmed because of the battery. And you can see right out of the shop to the ramp that I could bring in all the different contraptions. I have lights and everything hooked up in here, but they're all running off my little baby generator. I don't have the big one over here. It's right behind the building. I need to tote it and set it up in front of the little generator house. But I have the entire back wall. It's basically insulated. I've got half-inch, it's half-inch OSB. Actually, no, I think it's supposed to be half or a quarter-inch or something. I can't remember. I have to look at my materials list on what I'm using. And I'm just going to continue using the OSB along the walls. First I didn't like it, now I kind of like it. Just like the original Chop Shop Customs, I started putting up some of the beer signs, all the beer tins I have, some of the neons. You'll recognize this big shelf was over my workbench. I have my toolbox. We got the drill press, we got the bandsaw in here. That was also above my original workbench, the little metal box. There goes my compressor. And somehow in the move, I lost a nut. So I gotta dig through the nut and bin drawer to fix that. I have the rest of my big tools, sandblast cabinet, milling machine, and a various Coca-Cola machine, some other stuff. It's on the big trailer right behind here. I parked it in the field right behind. We still have to unload that. As soon as I'm kind of working around, I think the next step is I'm going to work on this wall. I have a gap at the top. Somehow I miscut the plywood. I still got a little bit of flashing I need to put on the outside. And I'm doing expandable foam all the way around. All the tops up here, the wall's closed off, except for right there. I've got 2 in a little bay. I still need to cut a little bit of wood for. So as far as all this, the building is nice and dry. I do have a roof issue in the cabin part. I think we're going to end up redoing the roof. I'm just going to tarp it for right now. I've got a small little baby leak. I've left room right here. I'm going to get my pinball machine from my in-laws. It's a miniature home version from Brunswick. So I figured, why not? We'll go ahead and I'm going to put the pinball machine in here. I'm looking for another small arcade machine. So it's a shop and we can sit out here and have some fun. Now, some of the plans, like if you notice, I've got this ample area. As I indicated before, I wanted the door to go this way because there's a blank wall space the door can actually rest against if you want it fully open. So I'm thinking, since on the side of the cabin, I started building a framework for some deck. That was going to be a tool room, but I really don't have a use for a tool room. And right now I'm already struggling with, this is the end of the season, to keep this financially going and working out here. So I decided to take that framework and we'll do a deck that is wide as this. So that's going to be about 4, 8. That's about 10 feet and it'll come out 8 feet. And I figured, why not have a deck out here where I could park some of my contraptions right here in front of the shop. And I'll possibly go ahead and do another one right here. Maybe possibly they'll connect to that deck. Which I'll walk you over here. I still have a mountain of trash out here I need to clean up. A bunch of other junk. When I moved, I had to move everything as fast as I could from the shed. And another reason why we had to get the building put up, which is the main reason. Oh, my cat about scared me. We had to empty the storage unit out because I couldn't keep affording to pay for that and keep this building going. But this was a deck. Now it's not leveled out, but it's secured to the building. This is 8 foot deep by 16 long. So what I figured, I can come in from that corner, measure out 10 feet, cut it, and just take the deck over there and reattach it. Then that way we have a deck for the front of the building, and I can reuse whatever I've got else, use it over there. That way I can open this space back up. I really don't need, like as I was stating, a tool room over here. And any projects, once I get all this mess cleaned up on shelves inside of excuse me, once I get all this stuff organized as I'm building, it's another reason why I haven't done any videos or any clips along on this video. It's because I've just been too busy. Like these water tanks, they've been here for about 2 years. They need to get moved on the back side of the building so I can hook up an off-grid water system to this building so we can run a sinks, and if I want to plant a garden out here or whatever I want, I need water for, I could just go ahead and do it off-grid. That was the original intentions why I got the tanks, and they were free. As you can see, there's vines and stuff growing on them, and little branches have broke off. So it's just little stuff. So I guess as I'm talking to you guys, I think the next step is going to be, I'll go ahead and measure this out, figure out what my width is. We'll cut that deck. I'll set I guess it'd be a stringer, something to hold each individual deck piece. So when I undo them off the cabin side, I could just cut and bring the whole unit over here and set it here, and we'll just re-tap it on and continue on with building.